Hey YouTube, my name is Eve the Weave. Like, share, and subscribe. And honey, we gonna talk about lies. There's a lot of lies going on in 2020. The reason why I said there's a lot of lies going on in 2020. Did y'all see how Tim Norman from fucking Sweetie Pies killed his goddamn nephew? Allegedly, let me just say allegedly, even though all this evidence is already in and we already know FBI don't be playing when they come and pick you up and scoop you out, you're gone and you're doing football numbers. So I'm going to say allegedly, even though we know is the truth, because all the evidence is in the documents. That's why I'm saying it's the truth. It's all there. Now, Tim Norman was arrested by the FBI agents in Jackson on Tuesday. Murder for hire plot that resulted in the death of his 21-year-old nephew. According to criminal complaints, Norman allegedly conspired with a stripper, her last name is Ellis, to kill his nephew, Andrew Montgomery, in St. Louis in 2016. 2 years prior to Montgomery's death, Norman took out, now if it's 2 years prior, so that means he took out the life insurance policy that's worth $450K in 2014. Then also allegedly attempted to take out $250, a whole nother policy in 2015. So basically he tried to have two different policies by two different big companies. One for $450K, which he did get, but the one for $250K that he tried to get in 2016, the application was denied. And you know why the application was denied, y'all? Because he had already took out the other one from, maybe they needed more evidence, because I know you can do life insurance policies with different people, with different companies. So I'm not even sure why they would even deny the 2015 one. He probably didn't have enough paperwork on him or something. It's something with that 2015 policy, because he already, and maybe in St. Louis you can't do it because he already had the other one for $450K. So you trying to take him out back to back. Okay, so December 2016 of an episode of Sweetie Pies, Tim is shown walking down the block holding his mother's hand, showing her where the nephew got shot and killed at, and they talking about all the other family members that died. And like I told you, Tim's brother, which is the nephew's father, died on that same block. So that's how petty Tim is. You killed your nephew on the same block that all your other family members got killed on. That's how petty he is. Then he had the stripper, last name Ellis, 36 years old, had her call the nephew out there to set him up to get shot for he can collect on all the life insurance policies. People is just wrong, honey. People are wrong. And the stripper that he supposedly set up the nephew with have her own record. And we all know Tim have his own record because it was already on the show. Let's see what else. Let me see what other evidence I can give y'all on this. Hold on. On March 10th, 2016, Ellis of Mississippi, Tennessee, allegedly contacted Montgomery, informing him via email that she was on her way into St. Louis. Communication obtained by the FBI. Then on March 2013, the day before Montgomery's death, Norman also flew into St. Louis from his then residence of Los Angeles. Okay. At that time, he was in Los Angeles because he was opening up the other Sweetie Pies. If you go back and look at all, you can't even go back and look at it. Oprah shady ass. She couldn't even let us just enjoy something. But if you go back and look at Sweetie Pies is on their own network, which is owned by Oprah. I just looked on Optimum and tried to go into On Demand and look at the episode that I wanted to show y'all, but guess what? Oprah's so damn shady, she took down all the episodes of Sweetie Pies from the beginning to the end. They're all going off of her goddamn own network. It is crazy. I don't get it. I'm gonna need her to leave stuff alone because she always messing with something. All her stuff be up there, though. Old, new, this boring shit. And I want to see Oprah all the time. Yeah, so he was opening up. Tim residence was in Los Angeles because he was handling business, opening up the other Sweetie Pies. It was like 2 out there that they was opening. One on the Hollywood side and one on the other side of Los Angeles. But anywho. 2 prepaid cell phones, which were later tracked back to both Norman and Ellis, were activated on March 14th and used throughout the day for communications between the pair. So basically they talked about it, they set it up and all that stuff. According to the telephone records, Montgomery texted Ellis the address where he was. Okay. The nephew texted the stripper the address to where he was immediately killed that evening, like right afterwards. Once he texts her where he was located, she then called Tim, and Tim called the murderers for hire, and they shot the nephew as soon as he came out the door, basically. It is this crazy to me. It is crazy. All while he was working on he's recording music or something, because he liked rap or whatever. He was recording music. But yeah, like, it's crazy. It is so sad. It is really sad how he set up his nephew. And God don't like ugly. This just goes to show you, y'all, that it don't even matter. Now, remind you, how much debt can you possibly be in? How much money can you possibly want when you already on a reality show that's making money? You are part of a franchise. Your mother is the sole owner of Sweetie Pies, the franchise. And you helping her build it. How much money do you want that you will set up your own nephew to be killed? Remind you, Tim, like I said, have his own arrest record. He already served Fed time already because he had a lot of, like, robbery and all that stuff in his background. So he had already did 10 years in Feds. So I don't understand why. And he talked about that on the show too. But that's greediness and that's evilness. Because while everybody was sitting up there grieving for the nephew, you posted up at a game somewhere on his Instagram. If you want to go to the Instagram, he was posting up that he was at a game somewhere. He never posted about his nephew. Not one time. Not once. Now, everybody else, like, I've been to Charles' page on Instagram, which is a cousin on the show. And Charles and all the rest of them, the family members, got this young man up and down their timeline because he is a family member. Not Tim. That's how real it is. Not Tim. I think, and I'm not even trying to be funny, but now that you think about all the plot twists and you hear all the evidence and everything, this been going back since 2014, right? He tried to get the first policy. We in 2020. And he's just now getting arrested, what, 2-3 days ago, maybe on Monday it broke, because the girl was just arrested Wednesday. So my thing is, yeah, because I'm staying Wednesday, even though I didn't go to sleep yet and it's late. I'm already going into Thursday. I came out of Wednesday, if y'all want to know. But it's just a lot, y'all. I can't wrap my head around that man killing his nephew for money like that. And you have to watch people. And it's so sad that you have to really watch people. And it's your own family member, though. Somebody that he looked up to coming out of jail. He asked for advice on the show from him and everything. Like I said, I watched the show. So when all the news started breaking out that he was the one that killed him or had allegedly had him killed, I'm shocked. But then if you look at Tim closely and you look at his rap sheet and you look at all the bullshit he was going through with his baby mother on the show, and then you look at all the bullshit he put Jennifer Williams through when he was dating her and saying that, trying to make it seem like she was all crazy and it was all her. And now that you think about it, it was all him. But he tried to make Jennifer look like she was crazy. And she was the one that wanted this relationship. And he really didn't want to be in a relationship with her. And she had to take out order protections on him and everything. Like, it's crazy like that. I just feel sorry for I feel sorry for his mother to know that your mother brought her grandson down there and you killed him. So now she got to go through life knowing my son killed my grandson. That is fucking bananas. Somebody that you were supposed to have been looking out for, knowing that that's your nephew and his father is your brother. You were supposed to look out for that man. Tim needs to go straight to hell in the handbasket. You know who else might be going straight to hell in the handbasket? Megan the fucking Stallion. I'm going to talk about her real quick, because Megan the Stallion is really getting on my nerve. You know why Megan is getting on my nerve, y'all? Megan is getting on my nerve because Megan had a foot injury. And if you all know, if you watch my channel from start to now, you would know that I had a foot injury for a long time, over 5 years. Almost died twice from my foot injury, going to the fucking nail salon. What they did was they was messing with my big toe. And you know how they pick your cuticle with that tweezer thing? The lady picked mine and ripped my cuticle. And from there, it opened to a big hole. So, when Megan said she got shot in her foot, right? Me and that, I've been dealing with my foot injury for so long. I'm like, okay, I'm like, all right. I went to go look at the TMZ video when Megan backed out the truck when the first incident happened, when she's saying she got shot, but and yet she was hopping. And everybody was like, oh, this foot is that foot is this foot. Megan's full of shit. Megan never got shot. I always, the crazy thing is, before I even seen the video on TMZ of her hopping out the truck that night when it allegedly happened, I've always said Megan didn't get shot in her foot. And then when I seen the video of her hopping, I knew she didn't get shot in her foot. Reason being, it goes back to my foot injury. My foot would hurt, y'all. If it rained right now, my foot will hurt to this day. I just took my boot off after at least 7 years. I had 3 different types of boots. 3 different types of boots. I couldn't even put on a sneaker until this year of May. This year, I just started wearing a sneaker. All that time I had to wear a boot, because where my wound was at was on top of my foot, where my toes was at. So I couldn't put on a sneaker. because I wasn't allowed to bend my feet because that's where the hole was at. And my hole was so fucking deep, it wouldn't close up on its own at all. And there was no way they could sew it or like sew it closed or none of that. It was a hole and it was deep. So I had to, it was a journey. So when she said she got shot in her foot, and then to look at the pictures today of these little bitty stitches on the heel of her foot, I wanted to punch her in her face. Because the bitch is a liar. That's why I wanted to punch her in the face. Because she's a fucking liar. Straight like that. She's a liar. You didn't get shot in your foot. Like, cut it out. It just didn't make no sense to me. She sat up there, right? Oh, I got shot in my foot. I got shot in my foot. Hold on, y'all. Let me pull up these pictures of this wound so y'all can see this shit for yourself. I can't even give y'all a visual because Megan, right? Let me tell you what Megan did. Megan with her fly ass took the motherfucking shit down off her fucking Instagram, y'all. Is what the fuck she went and did. That's what she went and did. She took the shit down from her Instagram because she know damn well it was probably from a ricochet bullet or some shit. Okay? That little asshole that she had. If I wanted to smack fire out of her because if y'all see my pinky nail is bigger than that hole that she claimed she had in her foot. It just don't make no sense. It just don't make no sense. I'm looking for something. That's why sometimes I get quiet, y'all. But Megan's full of shit. And I just felt like y'all should know that. Because it didn't make no sense. Okay. I gotta go to Mob Radio real quick. Go to Mob Radio. Shout out to Mob Radio because she got the visual. Because I really want y'all to see what the fuck Megan foot look like. Because the bitch is a liar. Okay. We on Mob Radio because I watch Mob Radio every day. Like I said, shout out to Mob Radio. Go over to her YouTube channel. I love Millie. That's my bitch. Now, this is the hole right here, y'all. Where my fingers are. That's the fucking hole, I swear to God. The stitches is right here. Y'all see the stitches, right? My finger. See the stitches right here? This is the little hole. And this is a scrape. All of these right here are probably from the ricochets. Or whatever. But the bitch, like I said, does not have a hole in her foot. Now, Megan's ankle is swollen, right? Now, you see how the wound is at the bottom of her heel, of her foot? If, where that hole is at, right? Where I pointed at, right here. If the bullet, if a real bullet would have went in her fucking ankle, it would have shattered that bone that's sticking out right fucking there. And that's why I'm mad. Because your fucking foot is made up with nothing but bones and cartilage and all that shit, right? And you tell me that that's a shot? That's not a gun wound, okay? That's not a gun wound. I'm not trying to be fucking funny or nothing, but that's not a gun wound. We all have seen things on TV. We all seen people get, pow-powed, and that's not a gunshot wound. Like Megan. And the crazy thing is, the way they was drinking and stuff, let's just go back to, I don't even want to see this bitch foot no more. Let's go back to the fact that, did they ever say the gun was fired? Because, if the gun was fired, right? Because, they had to say the gun was fired. If the gun was fired, right? That means gunpowder is on somebody's hands that fired the gun, right? And everybody sat up here, oh, Tory did it because he got locked up. Like I said, again, they charged Tory Lanez with the fucking owning the firearm. Meaning, he took possession and said, yeah, that's my gun, officer. Right. let's just say the gun went off. Away. He got arrested for the gun. He didn't get arrested for shooting the gun because they wiped his hands with that fucking gunpowder towelette, and they realized he didn't have the gun residue on his hands. And y'all still don't think Megan shot herself? Y'all still don't think Megan shot herself? Because if he don't have the gun residue on his hands, right? Because he would have still been locked up. He would have been deported. Right? Because he's not from here. He's from Canada. If he would have had the gun residue on his hands, he would have still been locked up. So, if he didn't do it, and you got Kelsey in her live saying, well, I didn't shoot Megan, which is the best friend that was in the car, it only leaves one more person, right, y'all? Ain't that Megan? Or is it somebody else there that we don't know about? Because nobody else is saying that nobody else was there. At one point, they was talking about a limo driver. We haven't heard about that motherfucker or seen near parts of that motherfucker since then. The driver of the vehicle. We don't know who the fuck was driving and busting guns at this motherfucking point. Because Megan is such a fucking liar. Now, crazy thing is now I'm going to go back to Megan's motherfucking shit. I'm going to go back to her fucking shit. Because you took the, she took the post down or whatever, right? She took the pictures down of the gunshot wound. Let's go back to Megan's fucking story. The narrative that I am being reported about Sunday's morning's events are irritating, and I just like to set the record straight. On Sunday morning, I suffered a gunshot wounds with an S, as the result of a crime that was committed, a crime that was committed against me and done with the intent to physically harm me. I was never arrested, we know, Meg. The police officers drove me to the hospital. We knew that already, Meg. Where I underwent surgery to have removed bullets again. Here's another S. I am grateful to be alive, that I am expecting to make a full recovery. But was important to me to clarify the details about that traumatic night. I currently focus on my recovery so I can return back to my life, back to making music as soon as possible. That post was made on July 15th. Okay? That post was made on July 15th. Megan's full of shit. I can't even say nothing else. Megan is just full of shit. Megan is full of shit. Reason why I say she's full of shit. You hanging out with all these different people now. You with Akbar V in Atlanta. You doing this and you doing that. And you with Asian the Brat, or what the hell is that other rapper name? Ain't that the same one that just got in a car accident with her little brother that was crying on social media? She another one sitting there with her arm wrapped up in the club, looking like Millie said, looking like the whole handicap section and shit. I'm just trying to tell y'all, Megan is all over the place. She's a little bit too loose. Little bit too loose. I'm just letting y'all. It's not even being loose with her body. It's being loose as far as being wild in these streets. Megan needs to stay her ass home. I don't want to. I'm so aggravated with Megan. She can drop the hottest song on the planet right now and I won't play that shit. That's how mad I am. Because she didn't have to go through all that. She didn't have to say she was shot because you was not shot. You in the TMZ video and you're hopping. I don't know nobody on their foot that is hopping. My aunt broke her ankle. And it shattered all the way up her fucking leg and she had to have pins. It started from her ankle. And slowly erupted up her leg. From a fucking ankle twist. And you trying to tell me you got shot multiple times in your foots with an ass on it. Girl, bye. Megan didn't get shot, y'all. She got a ricochet bullet and she probably fucking won to fucking put the bullet in her motherfucking self. Now, on something else, because I'm just so tired of Megan. Everybody's talking about Trey Songz. Everybody's talking about Trey Songz. Poor Trey Songz. Let's just go to the shade room. Trey Songz and Selena Powell. That's enough. You know what? I'm so sick and tired of these celebrities. Because you got Selena Powell up here with her friend, whoever that girl was, talking about how Trey Songz allegedly pissed on her and all this other stuff. But Keke Palmer told y'all that Trey Songz, back in the days, tried to, get her. And nobody really said anything when she said something. Nobody said anything. And it's just sad because basically it's just sad. It's horrible. It is horrible. Hold on 1 minute, y'all. I'm looking for a post. That's why. Brandy talking about how she almost killed herself. Lord Jesus. And I guess following after everything that's been going on. I guess so. But I'm Brandy, you dropped a good album. You don't have to tell us the time that you killed yourself, almost killed yourself. Please don't. We good with that. We don't need that story. We already got that one from Azealia Banks. And she came right back out clowning and acting like she didn't say the shit. But, anywho. Made me cry in real time and she bullshitted. Where is the Trey Songz? I'm still looking for the Trey Songz information, y'all. Why? I gotta look so hard. Yeah, but like I said, Selena Powell did a whole interview on YouTube or whatever, and it just doesn't make any sense. I want Trey Songz to stay away from all the girls. Just sit the fuck down. That's what I want him to do. Cuba Gooding Jr. was accused of rape. Damn. I didn't want to say that, the R word, but yeah, he was accused of that in a New York City hotel room back in 2013. Okay, here we go. And I'm not victim shaming nobody. I'm not doing nothing to nobody. I'm just trying to figure out why all of a sudden 2020, all this stuff got to come out. And that case is 7 years old. So, I understand it takes time to build a solid case and everything, but it's like, I don't know. I just don't know. Okay. Allegations against Cuba Gooding Jr. keeps on piling up, and according to a new lawsuit, the actor is now being sued for an alleged R-ing a woman in the New York City hotel room in 2013. According to Vanity, the civil lawsuit was filed on Tuesday. An unidentified woman claims that alleged incident took place in Cuba's hotel room in New York City after the two of them met at a lounge in the Village in New York City. He reportedly invited the woman and her friend back to his hotel in Soho for some drinks. He then reportedly asked her to come to his room as he prepared to change his clothes. The lawsuit continues to state that the woman insisted on leaving the room and meeting her friend downstairs. Boom. Boom, boom, and boom again. I don't know what type of friends y'all have. But I'm not leaving my friend to go to nobody's. We downstairs already I guess they was drinking at the hotel bar. He asked her to come upstairs. It's funny how he asked y'all to go back to have drinks as a group of females. 2 females. He asked y'all as a duo to go back to the hotel to have drinks. But and yet, when it was time for him to go upstairs to his room to change his clothes, he only picked one of y'all. So basically, he already broke up the group. It was 2 of them. So if both of them would have went upstairs together to the room, he would have never been able to do what he did to her, allegedly, basically, is what I'm saying. And this is why girls should always travel in packs. I'm sorry. When you go to parties, me and my friends, we travel in packs. If we all went to the club together, we all leaving together. Even if we all going to separate places. Oh, where you going, such and such? Oh, okay, such and such and such and such is going to go to this place. That's how me and our friends is. Oh, text me when you get to such and such place. And we not going to just go to such and such place without knowing them. Like, I understand you got to meet new people, but you just go straight to their hotel room. He say he changing his clothes. So why you ain't just say, oh, I'm going to wait downstairs? And no, I'm not victim shaming or saying anything about the victim. I'm just saying, why not just say, I'm going to wait down here and not even go upstairs to the room? But anyway. The lawsuit continues that the woman insisted on leaving the room and meeting her friend downstairs once he started taking off his clothes. He then allegedly blocked her from leaving the room and pushed her on the bed and began to touch her body inappropriately without her permission. The lawsuit reads, plaintiff was wearing a halter top dress, which is like, halter is like spaghetti strap, right, y'all? That evening, defendant finished taking his clothes off. He was now completely naked and forced himself without consent put his hands in her, putting his hands inside of her, basically. This is horrible. This is horrible. This is horrible. Putting his hands inside of her. And you notice how all of these cases are sounding alike to me. All of them are starting to sound alike. Reason why I say that, if y'all go look at the Joe Biden video that I did, I think his picture is alongside Meek Mills. I did a story about both of them in one of the videos, right? Joe Biden's victim. The victim said, I was trying to leave after I gave him the bag, his gym bag. He forced me and pushed me onto a wall. The reason why I remember it, because the wall was cold. And I said in my video, all walls are cold. Like right now in my room. Your whole room can feel hot, but a wall is always going to be cold. I don't care what y'all say. So for her to say that in her video, I didn't understand it then, and I don't understand it now. But I'm going to finish the story. She said because the wall was cold, right? And then he put his hands up her dress and put his hands inside of her. And I'm going to say this. So he put his hands inside of you. What was you not wearing panties? I'm not understanding how, because you have to pull everything to the side, and then he can then stick his hands and put his hands inside of you. That's the reason why I'm bringing that part up. All of the stories are starting to sound the same. That's all I'm saying. And I just want to see what happens to all of these cases, because meanwhile, y'all trying to stack up all these charges against these black men. Meanwhile, all the white men, Woody Allen, all the rest of them, they still walking the streets. And yeah, I'm going to name Harvey Weinstein, because it seemed like once COVID hit, we ain't seen Harvey, heard from Harvey. Is the nigga locked up or what? Remember, he fake passed out during court. Remember that? He fake passed out. He passed out. And then he was rushed to a hospital. Did he go to jail? You don't hear nothing about Harvey Weinstein. You know why? Because 9 out of 10, he's home. Because he's not black. I'm just saying, I'm just keeping it a stack. Meanwhile, you got Bill Cosby over there and his old ass in the whole jail during the COVID, and y'all won't let him sit at home with an ankle bracelet. Meanwhile, the whole damn Hollywood walking around with an ankle bracelet. What the fuck did everybody else do? A lot of people in Hollywood was walking around with ankle bracelets on, and y'all didn't even know it. But yeah, a lot. And I'm not saying no alleged. I've seen pictures of Ellen DeGeneres with an ankle bracelet. Oh, Oprah Winfrey with an ankle bracelet. Rick Ross had an ankle bracelet. Ellen DeGeneres, ankle bracelet. Shit, Martha Stewart, ankle bracelet. Why did all these celebrities at one time have an ankle bracelet? I don't know. And there's a whole lot more. I just named a few. I figure I'm going to just keep going, because it just didn't make no sense. I didn't understand it. I just don't understand. So a lot of people went crazy when they seen LeBron James with a red hat. And if you didn't look at it close enough, it looked like it said, "Make America Great Again." Now, it does say that, but the lines is crossed out, and it does not say, "Make America Great Again." It says, arrest the cops that shot and killed Breonna Taylor. That's what it says. But a lot of people thought it was Make America Great Again, because it's a red hat. You know, as soon as you see somebody with a red hat and they got those white letters on it, it's like, what does that say? Everybody just starts looking at the hat, because Trump made red hats with white letters famous or some shit. Craziness. What else is going on in the news? What else is going on? What's going on? It's a lot of COVID babies popping up. Let's give a shout out to Ra Ali, because she is pregnant, honey. Ra Ali is pregnant, right? Gucci Mane wife is pregnant. Remy is pregnant. Nicki is pregnant. Somebody else is pregnant, but I can't think about it. I can't even get their name out. But it's like a lot of COVID babies is coming up out of this. This is a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. Congratulations. I wanted to talk about something today. I wanted to talk about Snoop Dogg, Sierra, and Young M.A. all landed radio shows with Apple Music, right? So Amon Wiggins, he posted, you know, Amon Wiggins is a YouTuber. Shout out to Amon Wiggins. I do watch him sometimes. Like I said, I have, you know, at least the top 5 that I go to and watch on YouTube. Now, he posted this on his Instagram, and I understand exactly where he's coming from. Now, I understand Snoop Dogg getting a radio show. I understand that, granted. But my thing is, what the fuck is Sierra going to talk about? So Amon says, they didn't even hardly buy your music, so how are they going to listen to you talk on a whole radio show? It's just funny to me how they just all landed shows. And the mom was just saying, like, why they can't put no fresh faces out there. Why all these famous people is coming into the media world all of a sudden and want to do interviews and want to have a whole, you want to do podcasting and all this stuff, because now that they don't have a job, y'all, they after y'all jobs. Whoever's a blogger, whoever talk about famous people, period, whoever's on YouTube, the YouTube world, they are trying to invade our space. And I agree with Amon Wiggins. I'm sorry. They need to let us be us. And y'all gonna be famous before we can talk shit about y'all. Because even if you on YouTube or not, I'm gonna still talk shit about you. I'm sorry. You was famous before, and now you want to become a YouTuber because of COVID. So because you ain't got no job now, and you can't go act, sing, rap, whatever the fuck you do. So now you want to come invade our space and start doing interviews and start talking about celebrities and start a whole mukbang. Now you's a cooker, you's a chef. You want to show everybody how you cook, and you come out with a whole cooking show. Is this crazy to me? So when he said what he said on his Instagram post, I was with it. Like I didn't understand it. I did not understand it. Let me go type up what Amon said. Hold on 1 minute. Let's see. Okay. He said, this is what Amon Wiggins said on his post from a day ago, which was yesterday. Well, Wednesday morning, he put it up there. Okay, honest moment. I'm a little salty just because. Wait. I'm a little salty, not just because I want it to be me. But, of course, I would love a radio show on Apple Music. However, it's no shade against the people on the shows. But it's like they've had their career. Why not give an opportunity to a fresh face in media that can garner an audience? Not just saying me. I'm saying at least put some up and coming new faces onto the scene that people like me, others that can engage with an audience and work towards our goals. It just seems like every fallen musician goes into media. Kind of feels like a slap in the face, because some of us unknowns work very hard and have to compete with celebrities that are supposed to be making music, not interviewing each other. It's okay. I'm done. And that's what Amon Wiggins had to say. And you know what? He's right. Why should we have to compete with famous people that have been out there making all this music? Now y'all want to invade our space because y'all don't, they can't go to no concerts. All they can do is make music. Crazy shit is they don't want to do that. They want to go to something that's making them fast money right then and there. And YouTube and Instagram and TikTok and all of that shit, the podcasts and everything, and putting everything on YouTube, is making money right then and there. Because it's them. They get their subscribers. And we all know how this YouTube thing work. I'm starting to get, my mouth is just all over the place. But we all know how the YouTube thing work. So my thing is, he's right. Why we gotta keep seeing the same faces in our faces all the time? Meanwhile, we working hard, busting our asses to build up these channels, and they coming in our world and taking our shit. And then they acting like, and then they want to make up a channel so they can talk about the rebuttal that the blogger just talked about. Oh no, that blogger had it wrong. And you talk about Megan nose, all of a sudden Megan want to post a picture about her goddamn nose. You talk about this bitch fucking getting shot in her foot and how nobody really don't believe her. All of a fucking sudden she want to post about her motherfucking foot. You know why? Because y'all sitting up here listening to everything on YouTube and what all the bloggers has gotten to say, and y'all in y'all feelings, and y'all getting caught out there. But we don't need y'all in our world though. I'm with Amon on that one. I'm sorry. No, I'm not. But I'm with Amon on that one. We don't need y'all in our world. Stay up out of it. Yeah, I know. I'm still on Instagram and I'm mad at Megan's foot. I am so tight. I'm looking at her foot now, so that's why I'm saying it. Because I'm still on the Marge Instagram, on his Instagram. And I'm looking at a clear picture of her foot. I am so fucking mad. I am so mad. Because her foot, it just makes me sick. It just makes me sick. You didn't get shot, but anyway. She didn't get shot. Anywho. Moving on. I just can't wait for Tory Lanez to come out and say something because y'all know he dropped a new song or whatever. So you know it's gonna be time for him to promote that song sooner or later, right? Right. But anywho, let's see. Let's see. I wanted to talk about something else. You know who I'm starting to feel, and I was looking at her Instagram post today, like right before I started recording this. Miss Mulatto. I always knew Miss Mulatto was going to be the shit when she was on Jermaine Dupri show. The game, Rapper Game, whatever the hell the show was named. But I always knew, because she comes from that show, I always knew Miss Mulatto was going to be the shit. Always. Because her swag is crazy. Okay. Los Angeles County DA reportedly considering charging Tory Lanez with the assault for his alleged involvement in Megan Thee Stallion shooting. Here we go. Now this is an update. LA County DA's office is reportedly reviewing assault charges against Tory Lanez for his alleged involvement in the shooting where Megan Thee Stallion was wounded, TMZ reports. The DA is reportedly considering charges of felony assault after prosecutors asked the NYPD to further investigate the incident. As we previously reported, Tory was charged with possession of a firearm following the incident. The detectives opened an investigation into him as it was expected that he was behind the gun that shot Megan. Megan spoke out about her gunshot wound just a few weeks back, but did not name anyone as a participant in what happened. Crazy. And y'all still gonna try to tell me? So right now, I guess they considering the Shade Room 8 hours ago is reporting this. And it's sad. It's sad. Because we all know she didn't get shot. But I'm just mad that they even said that she was shot. Because we all know by now she wasn't shot. But I guess, Megan, I guess. In other news, Tyler Perry will be honored with a 2020 Governor's Award at the Primetime Emmy Awards. Yes, Tyler, come on. Won't he do it? There is no doubt that Tyler Perry for years has been putting on for the culture through his films, shows, and giving back to his community in a major way. Tyler Perry and his foundation will be receiving a special honor during this year's Emmy Awards. According to Dateline, Tyler Perry and the Tyler Perry Foundation has been selected to be honored with this televised Academy 2020 Governor's Award. He will be presented with the Emmy statue during the 72nd Annual Emmy Awards in September. Tyler is being recognized for his amazing work in TV and different opportunities he has presented to others within his community. The Governor's Award Selection Committee Chair Eva said Tyler Perry has changed the face of television and inspired a new generation of content creators. He pioneered a new brand of storytelling that engages people of color both in front and behind the camera, and his shows have sustained with global audiences. Tyler Perry's influence has extended far and beyond the screen. He's committed to a broad range of people. Go ahead, Tyler Perry. I can't wait to see that, y'all. You know why? Because he always gives a good speech. And he always drops jewels in his speech. And that's all I'm going to watch it for. I'm just going to keep it all the way a stack. Okay, let's get right to Lisa Ray and her messy ass, because this is what we like to do. What is your type? They asked Lisa Ray on her show, what's your type? Lisa Ray goes and says, hers is Will. We can have an entanglement. Let me turn the damn thing up real quick for y'all can hear.
Will Smith type. Okay, you know, like he's so charming. He's rich. He's poetic. He's a philanthropist. He's a humanitarian. He's a great dad. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Them kids is kind of.
Okay, Sherry, I'm just gonna go to you so we can stop this train. Who would you really want in your life? And you don't have to say the name, but describe this person that you would want.
Oh, I can tell you right now.
Okay.
Will Smith.
Oh, girl, you can't pick him.
Why come I can't?
Because he's married.
We can have an entanglement.
Lisa Ray, you so Chicago. Why come I can't?
Okay, wait.
She's so messy. We can have an entanglement. They're so messy. They're so shady boots. And ever since she's been on that show, I don't know what it is, but Lisa Ray has been becoming real messy. So Stevie J decided that he wanted to put Faith on his rib. Let me show y'all. Tattoo is nice though. That's his rib, y'all. It looks nice. It looks real sexy, but y'all was just fighting, and didn't she just get locked up like last month? Listen. Now, this is what I don't like. New studies find that black newborn babies in the U.S. are 3 times more likely to pass away when looked after by white doctors. I hate when they say, I hate when they say studies show. What are these studies at? Where do they do these studies? Because so y'all just walk around following different doctors and nurses of different ethnic backgrounds, and y'all just do surveys on them and they don't even know it? Because I would love to know what study shows these things. Like, they always put out these things where, oh, the studies show in your community. What studies? It's crazy. According to CNN, the new study found that newborn babies in America are 3 times likely to pass away when looked after by a white doctor. The study was published Monday in the Journal of National Academics and Science of the United States of America. The study showed the data of 1.8 million hospital births in Florida from 1992 to 2015 that was captured and analyzed by researchers from George Mason University. The research found that rates for white babies are larger, unaffected by doctors' race compared to black counterparts. So like I said, they basically trying to say, we look after theirs, they babies. They don't look after ours. In other news, right, because it's sad, but I've been hearing stuff like that. But when they say studies show, it just takes me away. Like, studies show. You know, in some of my reports, I always have to have a Donald Trump rant. He spied on my campaign and got caught. Why didn't he refuse to endorse? Why didn't he refuse to endorse the Slow Joe until it was all over, and even then was very late? Why did he try to get him not to run? Wow. Basically, Trump is talking about Barack Obama tried to get Joe Biden to not run for president. Basically saying Barack Obama only supported him afterwards, and he was late during the support, because you know this is coming from today, and you know they had the Democratic convention, and Barack spoke at the convention, and this is what he had to say. Matter of fact, damn it, I was going to tell y'all what he had to say, but I got to find it. Here's what he had to say.
Embrace my vision or continue my policies. I did hope, for the sake of our country, that Donald Trump might show some interest in taking the job seriously. That he might come to feel the weight of the office and discover some reverence for the democracy that had been placed in his care. But he never did. For close to 4 years now, he has shown no interest in putting in the work. No interest in finding common ground. No interest in using the awesome power of his office to help anyone but himself and his friends. No interest in treating the presidency as anything but one more reality show that he can use to get the attention he craves. But more than anything, what I know about Joe, what I know about Kamala, is that they actually care about every American. But more than anything.
So that's what Donald was ranting about. You know, I got to have a Donald Trump tweet, read one of his tweets throughout the goddamn day. I'm going to get into Donald because I ain't finished doing my whole little story on you yet, Donald. I really didn't want to talk about Brandy and how she tried to commit suicide because that's not what I'm doing. But being that we are on the campaign trail, let's get right into Kamala Harris and what the hell she had to say today.
With your child's remote learning, or you're a teacher struggling on the other side of that screen, you know what we're doing right now is not working. And we are a nation that is grieving the loss of life, the loss of jobs, the loss of opportunities, the loss of normalcy, and yes, the loss of certainty. Donald Trump's failure of
So, she talking about, how we grieving and how the world is mourning and everything else. And I'm with her. The world is mourning because the cases keep fucking going up. Because as I'm making this video and I'm reading all this stuff to y'all and I'm listening to it with y'all, I am looking at CNN. And, yeah, I'm in the dark room, but I'm not. Because my TV is bright and it makes no sense to be that bright. But this is why I'm always in the dark room. So soon after this video is over, I'm turning this TV off. But I'm looking at the numbers, and the numbers is just going up. The numbers is going up. It's crazy. 1 minute they are saying no, that the numbers is up, and the next minute they're saying that the numbers is down. The reason why I'm saying that is because U.S. universally scrambled to contain the outbreak. Because everybody's getting ready to go back to school. And I pause right there because I'm reading it off the TV as it's coming on to the TV. How is the numbers up and down at the same time? They showing the school, University of Alabama. Like, how is it that y'all, I can't even explain what I want to say to y'all. Like, it's crazy.
No, but still, if our students, faculty, and staff don't fall.
They took them, let me just say this. I want to say this for the one time. Hold on 1 minute. Now that we are on Trump, and I'm going to end this with Trump, because this is what I do. I'm going to say this. Trump was asked a question, right? He was asked, do you regret all the lying you have done to the American people? He was asked this by a reporter from the Huffington Post, a senior reporter and advisor of the Huffington Post. Now, I'm in New York City. I know the Huffington Post is like everywhere. Huffington Post is a big newspaper brand, okay? It's right up there with the Post and all those other brands of news, the Wall Street Journal and all of that stuff. It's up there with that. So when you get a senior advisor from the Huffington Post asking you a question about the American people, this is what Donald Trump said.
At the president's White House coronavirus briefing yesterday got a whole lot of attention.
Mr. President, after 3.5 years, do you regret it all the lying you've done to the American people?
All the what?
All the lying, all the dishonesties.
That who has done?
You have done. Tens of thousands.
Go ahead, please.
Let's rewind it back.
Joining me now is
I'm gonna show y'all the
put
visual.
the president on the
Dishonesties.
That who has done?
All the lying you've done to the American people.
I'm gonna show y'all the visual because it's crazy.
Mr. President, after 3.5 years, do you regret it all the lying you've done to the American people?
All the what?
All the lying, all the dishonesties.
That who has done?
You have done. Tens of thousands.
Go ahead, please.
Joining me now is the reporter.
He skipped him because he asked him a question, an honest question about the American people. You, as the president, can't even answer it because you have done so much to people in general, not even just the American people, people in general. He has done so much, and every time this man comes up against a hard question, he has a problem with answering them because he cannot answer honestly. And it's sad. Let's continue.
Who put the president on the spot there. S.V. Date is with us. He's a senior White House correspondent with the Huffington Post. And Sharish, tell us why you asked this question, and did you know that it would get a response like it has?
On the response part, no, I had no idea it would be taking off like it has. I've been wanting to ask him that question since his very first campaign event that I went to in New Hampshire back in 2015, and have not had the opportunity to do so until yesterday. And it seems to be like the key question of his presidency. I mean, the president says so many things that are not true, and sometimes it's not important, but sometimes, in the middle of a crisis, a pandemic, it is. And I wanted to see whether, given an...
He said, I waited since 2015 when he was on his campaign trail. He's been waiting that long to ask that man that question because he has lied from then. He had that, the lies were starting from then, since the campaign trail. And even a little bit before, when he kept trying to mess with Barack and kept trying to mess with him about his birth certificate, that was before he even told y'all he was even running for presidency. But of course, he had to try to knock down Obama to make himself look great. That was part of the setup right then and there. Let's continue.
Any reflection, given all this time, whether maybe he had some regrets about it, and apparently not.
Did you think he would answer it?
I wasn't sure. I mean, the easiest thing was to ignore it like he did. But sometimes he picks fights. Sometimes he will say, well, no, you're fake news, or, how do you know I'm lying, or you're lying, or I didn't know exactly what was going to happen, but I thought there was a decent chance he would just call someone else, and that is, in fact, what happened.
You're very aware the response has kind of illuminated the divide when it comes to people who are for the president and are against the president. People who are critical of the president championed the question that you asked. They feel very deeply their objections to the president's repeated tens of thousands of lies. But there's also, and I assume you may be aware of this, but when it comes to the White House press corps, there's also some, I think, kind of, I don't want to say, I guess I would say criticism of the question that you asked. I spoke with a number of your colleagues over at the White House from other outlets about the question, and what I learned from them is that they respect you personally. I heard that from a lot of people. They wondered, especially in your capacity being a print pooler who was representing more than just the Huffington Post, if that was an appropriate question or if it was a stunt. And I wonder, what do you say to folks who say that maybe that wasn't an appropriate question? What's your reaction to that?
Sure. I mean, and I get that. But, I've been doing this for a long time. Okay. And I think I understand that when someone that we're covering is gonna lie to you most of the time, there's not a whole lot of point in asking him, what do you think about the payroll tax? And what do you think about this vaccine? He does a lot of the time he doesn't know the answer. He'll just make something up. And the one key question that we all have, I think, is why does he do this? And we're entitled to an answer. I mean, it's okay. It's fine in a democracy to disagree about policies. I mean, that's what we're about. That's why we have debates. That's why we have legislatures. That's why we have this whole giant system. But it's not okay to not tell the truth. That is a problem. We're entitled to that. Whether you voted for the president or you didn't, you're entitled to get accurate information about what's going on, about what he sees as his policies, and what the White House is saying about them ought to be accurate. they work for us in the end. Let's not forget that. I wrote a long piece about this back in January and hypothesized the idea of what would happen if there was a real crisis where the president's leadership really mattered. And within weeks, there we were.
Well, Sharice, I know this resonated with a lot of people.
My thing is, that question was so appropriate, and somebody should have been asked him that question. Straight up and blunt. Why do you keep doing it, though? Why do you keep lying? They didn't ask him, why do you keep lying? The question is, do you regret all the lies you told to the American people? And he couldn't even answer that. Because all he had to do was say was, what lies? Next question. He couldn't even say that because he knew he would be lying. Because he knew he's been lying since the time he even stated he was running for president. From the time he questioned Barack Obama about his fucking birth certificate. He's been lying from then on. But, I don't know. It's just crazy. The tweet that I just read to y'all, they talking about it on CNN. But what's funny to me is, if y'all really think that he's sitting up here gonna tell y'all any truth about any damn thing at this time in the game, y'all are sadly mistaken. What the sad thing about all this COVID thing is, the kids, the teachers don't even want to go back to school if it ain't right for the kids and it ain't right for them to teach the kids. Meaning, if the school is not equipped with masks and gloves and PPE stuff, then why are we going back? If everybody is not going to be tested right before we go back to school, then we shouldn't be going back. And I just said that to my daughter the other day because she was talking about the kids and what we're going to do with the kids. I already told her we homeschool them for the first couple of months. Give it to January and see how everything is. Because they don't have it together. And we sitting up here on these Zoom calls with these teachers, and they saying that they don't have it together. They are actually saying that they don't have it together. And they don't want to come back until it's together. Now, in my last video, I told y'all a couple of students from Georgia already, since their school season started, got the coronavirus. It's just crazy. And the sad part about it is you want to let the kids go back to some type of normalcy, because I know my grandbaby asks about school all the time. Nana, I want to go back to school. She likes going to school. All the kids love going to school. And it's just sad that they don't get to go to school the way we went to school. Talking to your friends. Kids like to touch everything. They are germs. I call kids germs. And not in a bad way. Reason, because they pick up every germ because they touch every freaking thing. Elevator walls, buttons, pencils, desktop, this, that. They bring us the germ into the house. So if we send our kids out there for this year's schooling, starting this year, school year, and COVID is out there, something we can't see with the naked eye, something we can't touch, even though we must be touching it because people are catching it. I just don't know, y'all. I don't know. I don't see this getting no better because it all starts at the top. And Trump is the top when it comes to U.S. Trump sits at the top of the tier. And I know that he don't make up all the laws, and I know that a lot of stuff go through Congress, and he's not really running shit the way he wants people to think he's running shit. No president does. But my thing is, if he stops saying stupid shit, like, oh, One minute he was saying, we don't need masks. I ain't putting on no mask. I think Trump put on a mask once. Once. If that. I don't even want to quote myself on that because I ain't never seen him wear one. I heard people talking about him wearing one time, but that was about it. And if your president don't feel like he should wear a mask, but your president is sitting up there getting tested. They got a whole testing in the White House. They get rapid testing. The same test that he didn't want y'all to go out there and get so y'all can find out y'all results real fast. But and yet, he's able to come in that White House and get tested anytime he wants. But and yet, he don't want the American people to get tested because then the numbers is going to keep going up. If y'all keep popping up positive, my numbers is going to go up. All this man is worrying about is numbers. Everything is a competition. Everything. Everything is a competition. Oh, we have the lowest numbers. Oh, we doing the most testing in the U.S. Oh, we have the most supplies. Oh, we have... Everything is a competition. So, of course, he does not want y'all to go get tested for COVID because he don't want those numbers to keep going up in the analytics. Because being that we talking numbers, let's talk analytics. Like we've been talking all night. That damn word. It's just crazy. But he does not want the numbers to go up. He does not want y'all to take tests. He barely wants y'all to have insurance to pay for the shit after everything is all said and done. So CNN is reporting cases has spiked in Europe. Tell me something I don't know. Cases is spiking up everywhere. And y'all was sitting, and this is why people was asking me when I did my other video, when I posted something on Instagram the other day, they was asking me, somebody said, Eve, in New York City, y'all still can't go inside the restaurants because I stated that we can't go inside restaurants. And I miss going inside restaurants. Everything is outside. But we all know in New York City, it's already starting to get cold. It wasn't as hot as it was 2 weeks ago. We starting to get cold nights. Like right now, it's cold. So all that sitting on the sidewalk during the snow in New York City ain't gonna happen. How is it gonna happen? The restaurant business in New York City is suffering. All small businesses in New York City is suffering. And like I said, it sounds like I'm jumping from thing to thing to thing. But you know when I talk that Trump talk, everything aligns together. And like I said, it starts at the top. And if he worry about just the COVID and he do what if Trump did what he had to do with the COVID and the numbers would be low and he wouldn't be saying certain shit out his mouth, he would probably go right back in office with no problem. His numbers would be up right now. And he wouldn't even have to worry about Joe. But you got to worry about Joe because you like to say stupid shit out your mouth. You got to worry about Joe because you walking around with no mask on. Meanwhile, Joe is walking around with a goddamn mask on. Joe has been walking around with a mask on. Joe, during his campaign trail, a lot of his speeches has been online because he don't want to get nobody sick. Trump do a whole rally, hardly nobody show up, but people was getting sick at the rally. They don't want to discuss that though. They don't want to discuss when you went to a Trump rally how you had to sign an NDA saying that you wasn't going to sue because you got the COVID from the rally. Yeah. They don't want to say that part though. They don't ever want to tell you the little its and bits and little shit, the fine print as I call it. They don't want to tell you that part. And it doesn't make any sense. These numbers don't have to be where they are. And do I believe everything that the government says at this point? No. I definitely don't believe y'all president. Notice how I said y'all president, because damn sure ain't mine. I don't believe him neither. I haven't believed him since The Apprentice. I don't know what the hell y'all thought. But, yeah, I just don't believe it. I just can't understand. I just can't understand for the life of me why y'all not getting it. This man is worrying about a campaign trail. He's worrying about his numbers going up for the campaign. He is not giving a fuck. He's not caring at all. He's not caring. But I'm going to end this video right there at him not caring, because he never has and he never will. And if he goes back up in the White House at this point, y'all worrying about Joe and, oh, Joe is too old. Trump is old fucking too. Okay? And yeah, a lot of people are saying they don't like the candidates this year and they not voting and this and this and that and the third, but you not voting is going to still put somebody in the motherfucking office. So either you're damned if you do or you're damned if you don't. I'm going to vote regardless. I don't care. Right? I like Joe. I don't like the running mate that he chose. Because all that, everybody always want to be black when it suits them. Let me give y'all a fun fact. Fun fact. Women's voting is 100 years old this year for women to start voting. When women started voting, it was 100 years ago this year. It's funny, and this is how the world is designed, and this is what we are living in. It's funny how he had to pick, Joe Biden wanted to pick a woman, right? And then he picked her. Then all of a sudden, when the black movement started coming in and Black Lives Matter and the George Floyd and everything, then the woman had to be black, right? Because the whole Black Lives Matter, Joe knows what he's doing. Period. That's all I'm going to say. Joe knows what he's doing. Even though now they questioning his running mate's character and everything else. They questioning if she black. They questioning her character, how many men she locked up when she was a attorney or whatever she was. And they just questioning her whole they just co-work. They don't even like Camilla ass. She just like, it's just like, they're not feeling her. A lot of people's not feeling her too much. So it's like, even if you like Joe, it's like, damn, why you had to pick her? And even if we didn't, it's just crazy. It's just a lot. But I just say vote, period. Vote. Because it ain't always all about the president. Those little small elections that be in between everything, those are the most important ones, because those are the ones that run your community. Those are the people that run your schools. Those are the people that's going to get shit done and make sure things is done the right way in your community, in your schools, and everything else. But anywho, it's just crazy. 130 people died from heat stroke in Japan this month. I'm just reading what CNN just put up there. Crazy thing is, they got some high numbers over there, and they laid up on the beach catching sunstroke, and they got the highest numbers for COVID. Shouldn't they be in the house? I'm just saying. Anyway, right now I'm babbling, and I don't want to babble, and this video is already an hour and some change long, and my name is Eve the Weave. Please like, share, and subscribe, honey, 'cause I gotta go. I just found that I wanted to do a video on lies. This video is going to be called Lies, because there's just too many lies going on. Like I said, my name is Eve the Weave. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hit me in the comments. And let me know how y'all feel about some of the things that I talked about. I know my video is all over the place. I'm a little bit messy sometimes. And this one is all over the place. But the ones who fuck with me know that I just be going on the cuff. I just go in off the cuff. I don't edit shit. Because that's just me. I'm not going to sit up here and act like, I'm going to upload this video and no. I don't want to edit nothing. I don't want to do none of that. I just want to keep mine raw right now because I'm starting this channel. So I'm going to keep everything raw and uncut and straight to the motherfucking point. Just like me. So like I said, my name is Eve the Weave. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hit me in the comments, YouTube. Later, I gotta go. Bye.